Welcome everybody to this recording of Featureban. Without any further ado, I'll let Mike take you through the rules.
Hi, okay, I'm Mike Burrows. I invented Featureban one sleepless nights many years ago. It actually worked almost perfectly first time we played it. So that's just after simulating the game in my head at 3 o'clock in the morning. It just worked. Um, so what we're going to do is very quickly take you through the rules, and the rules are actually on cards on the board. So Alan can just quickly take us through it, take us through the different cards that are in the README column of the board. The first one's about Featureban, and all that has is a link. If you're interested in Featureban, if you want to get hold of the materials, it's open source, it's Creative Commons. If you want to get a hold of, for example, PDFs of the board design that you can print at your local print shop and play with sticky notes, that's something you can do. There's a facilitation deck that you can use. We're going to do it without a deck here. I mean, the cards here with the instructions are all that we're going to need. How to play, that's the next card that Alan's going to click for us. And so here's a basic introduction into the game. And it's a game that's played in rounds, and I'll stress rounds and not turns. We are simulating the day-to-day process that a delivery team goes through. And what happens, everybody, every day, when you come in the morning, you read emails, you find out what the state of things is. We're going to simulate that by tossing a coin. And it's that coin that provides like the randomness of random events of stuff that you've just got to deal with. And then in your morning stand-up meeting, you discuss what you threw and what you plan to do with your throw. And then you make your moves according to the rules. So first of all, is good news if you threw heads. You have options. And it's always good to have options. You've got a choice of 3 different moves that you can make. You can start a new card. You can unblock a card if it's blocked. Unblock one of your cards, that is, if it's blocked. And move one of your cards, a card assigned to you. So when you start a new card, when you move it from the ready column to the first in progress column, you make sure that you assign it to you. So when you throw heads, you are doing something either with a card that you are starting or a card that already belongs to you. Only if there are no cards available for you to work on does the rule of last resort apply. What do you do when you can't do anything else? You help somebody. You might unblock somebody else's card. You might move somebody's card. So you've got 3 choices: start, unblock, or move. And then the rule of last resort, help somebody else if you can't move for yourself. So that's if you throw heads. Now, if you throw tails, then it's bad news. You have to block one of your own cards, a card assigned to you. Don't block somebody else's card. That would be rude. Don't block more than one card. That would be stupid. Block one card that is applied to you, that is assigned to you. Now, what do you do when you can't work? You start something new. That's what everybody does. You get blocked, you start something new. So that again means moving a card from the ready column into the first in progress column and assigning it to yourself. And again, the rule of last resort applies. If you can't start a new card, you can help somebody else. You can unblock somebody else's card, not your own. You can move somebody else's card, not your own. And that is it. So all the rules are there on that one card. There's if Alan closes that, there are separate cards for there's a you will need card.
Yes.
And we have it already. We've got the card, we've got a group of people, 3 to 5 people is ideal. We're gonna have 4 players here. So not everybody who you can see here in Zoom is actually playing, but we'll have 4 players. A good supply of cards in the ready column, which Alan and Dimitri have kindly set up for us, and that source of randomness, a coin, a playing card, whatever. And we are just simply using the coin flip thing on our phone. Just Google for flip coin and using that. I've thrown tails here, not that you can see it. But from day to day, remember, it's a round-based game, not a turn-based game. Every day we are flipping a coin, having a conversation, making our moves, and we just work that day by day until we've moved our cards across the board. It is that simple.
So I'll just point out, Mike has been talking about, Mike referred there to the physical game, the game that you can download, you can print off, and you can play. Obviously, we are playing the online version. We're using a tool here called Kanban Zone, which is free for you all to use. And there's a template on Kanban Zone for you to set up and play this game. So you have a choice there, electronic or the traditional physical version.
Yes, yes. Good. Right, so we can play our first round. So if the 4 people that are going to play would toss their coins, tell the room what it is they've tossed and what they intend to do with that coin toss. Now, it will turn out just on the very first round that it doesn't matter whether you throw heads or tails, but we'll go through the logic as we do that first move each. So let's hear what everyone's done. And I don't want to necessarily facilitate every stand-up meetings. I'm going to encourage you to talk to each other, to self-organize a bit, be a real team. But let's see what's happening.
Okay, so I'm gonna call out from my screen from the top. Russ, what have you got?
Heads.
Heads. Van, what have you got?
Heads.
Heads. Rob.
Tails.
Oh dear. Dimitri.
Tails.
Tails. 2 heads and 2 tails.
So what do the people with heads do? That's pretty straightforward.
I'm going for the courgette.
You take the courgette, assign yourself.
It's the only vegetable. It's offending me.
Yeah, okay. And don't forget to assign it to yourself. Always assign a card to yourself when you start it.
Is that owner?
Yes.
Make yourself the owner. That's
Thank
it.
you, Russ.
That's good. Yeah. So, and the rest of you. So, who else threw heads?
I threw heads. I can take banana.
You're doing exactly the same thing. Now, those that you threw tails, you've got nothing to block, and you've got nothing. You got the rule of you're just starting a new card because that's what you do. So, just for this first round, it doesn't matter whether you throw heads or tails. So you can quickly choose a card and assign yourself to it.
Fancy. It's got his picture.
So that is day 1 already completed, and we'll try and keep this moving really quickly. So toss your coins, and another quick stand-up meeting, sharing what you threw, deciding what you're going to do.
Russ.
Heads again.
Hey, Van.
Heads.
Yes. Rob.
Heads.
Heads. Brilliant. See, Rob's already improved his performance.
Yeah.
Dimitri.
Heads.
Way. This is the A team. Go for it, guys.
100% improvement. I'm grabbing my favorite, the avocado. Oh,
Well, I'm trying to get it to the done column, so I'm definitely moving forward.
yeah. Got his
I'm gonna
picture,
do-
it's going for done.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get banana into testing.
Yeah, I want my pair to keep up with the apple at least.
Right. So that was day 2. So day 3 begins. Toss your coins. Tell us what you got. Make your moves.
Heads again.
Yes.
Heads.
Yes.
Again, good week.
Yeah.
Great week. Okay, avocados up with you guys.
Dimitri, was our heads?
I got a tail, so I'm gonna block a card. And just so you know, guys, same thing as clicking make the owner, but you select block a card and you must type a blocking reason. So I'm just gonna type something quickly in here, right? I'm just gonna type block. So that card is now blocked.
Yep. And start a new
So
one.
please try harder next time. Try and get our heads next time, Dimitri.
And don't forget, when you block something, start something new. Yeah, you've
Oh yes,
yes.
Dimitri
orange.
pulls in an orange, yeah, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't want the boss to see him doing nothing.
Correct. I'm on it.
Right.
All right, I'm planning. I'll advance banana to complete. Woo.
I think I'm gonna finish my pair.
Guys, are we already in another day or
Yeah.
you're still doing the day?
We're starting another day.
Okay, so we've
Starting
had
another day.
2
Okay,
heads.
perfect.
Russ, what's yours?
I've just thrown a head again. So I hate being left out. I'm going to move the avocado into the complete column. Oh, look at that.
Okay. Dimitri,
Tail.
another tail. Oh, performance review is coming up, Dimitri.
Yeah, the whole board is on me right now.
Yeah.
Okay, day 5. Do you
Uh,
want to tell us your flips, please, folks?
I got another heads.
Oh, I'm afraid
Man,
my good luck has gone, so I'm blocked. Now, all of my cards. Oh no, courgette is there. I'm going to block courgette. We're
Rob,
blocked.
what did you flip?
I had a tail, so
And
yeah.
Dimitri, I'm just expecting a tail off you now.
No, you know what? I finally got a head, so I'm unblocking at least one card.
Okay, you live to fight another day.
I'm gonna go ahead and start blueberries. Move that into doing.
Okay.
Is it a new day?
New day, day 6.
Right.
6.
Tell me your
Oh.
flips, please.
No, run of bad luck again. Another tails.
Yeah.
Boy.
Tails for me.
Tail again.
Tails too.
Ah,
Oh, 4 tails.
Is that really 4 tails from everybody?
4 tails. Oh,
Wow. So what are you doing? You're blocking a card of your own, starting a new one.
Yeah, guys, I kept Apple open in hope to get an apple, but doing is looking pretty bloody red right now, guys.
Is that everyone? Oh, it's grapes still to move across. Yeah, I reckon we'll have 11 in progress in a moment.
11 in progress. Oh my.
So Van's moved these across. Yeah, let's just stop it there for a moment. So how would we describe this board?
Well, all eyes are on Apple testing right now.
Apple testing.
And we
Maybe
did.
it's
There was some quick progress at the beginning, but it's got a bit messy now, hasn't it? You know, it's bits of all activity, no completion. You know, it's all busyness, not really getting the work done. You know what? But we're going to carry on playing in much the same way for a bit longer. I don't know if we'll wait till we've got rid of all the cards in the ready column, but we'll just see just how this pattern continues. If I can ask the question, if we continued in this way indefinitely, and we had an inexhaustible supply of cards in the ready column, what do you think would happen?
We'd be in a world of hurt. There's a lot of block work here. I think we just keep starting and keep blocking.
We're gonna end up with more and more and more and more stuff in progress. We will finish stuff. I mean, you can decide what it is you want to finish, but more and more work is going to pile up, and on average, all your work is going to take longer and longer and longer to complete.
So Mike, we've done 6 days of simulation.
6 days. We'll do another 3 or 4 days, but I'll do a little.
Let's do another 4 to take us to the end of a typical sprint.
Okay.
And then we'll do a bit of a retrospective and review.
Yes. Okay, so just to make things flow a little bit more easily, a little rule change. Imagine we've learnt to automate our testing work. And so we are discovering our problems sooner. We're discovering our own problems before anyone else gets to see them. And that's really crucial. You know, we can work on our own productively enough. And at least half the time, we will catch our problems before they affect anybody else. So if you throw tails, you get a chance to throw again. So if you throw tails twice, that's just the same as throwing tails with the old rules, but you might get lucky and convert your tails to a head. So we can at least start to see stuff moving across the board. So we're making a change in how we work in our practice, but one that doesn't actually affect how the board works, doesn't affect how we coordinate with each other. So we'll do another 4 days, did you say, Alan? And
yeah, another 3 flips. Yeah. Okay, so gentlemen, would you like to flip your coins?
Yeah, I did already, and I flipped again with Mike's new rule, but unfortunately,
still got tails.
Big still hasn't learned to flip heads. And I think Alan's right. We will eventually learn how to cheat the system. I think that is one of the potential ways of making it work.
Hey, Van, how are you?
I got heads.
Yay! Rob?
Yeah, heads as well.
I got heads, so I'm gonna try to do a good one for the team and get a 4th card done. But because we have so much block, would you mind doing a refresh, Alan? Because I have a feeling you guys are want to know in real time how many blocks we have, and we have a lot. And we're going to see, yep, we've got a lot of blocks. Okay, perfect.
We've got almost twice as much stuff blocked as we have done or not blocked.
Wow.
Yep.
Good news is I threw ahead.
Yes, so I'm definitely using my head for getting an apple in there. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a win, guys.
So this is day 8.
So team for today, I'm just getting some team feedback here. Would it be better to move grapes or should I unblock blueberry with my? I've got that choice.
Move.
Yeah, move.
Move. All right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
Ross
do the
just
same.
wants to good. He just wants us to look good for today, but we're gonna be a disaster tomorrow. So good job,
Yeah.
good job, Ross.
Yeah, there's an executive visit this afternoon. We have to make it look good.
I get
Okay. All right. More into testing. All right.
Okay.
it.
So ready for day 9.
Day 9, I threw another head, so
Yes.
lychee's going to be incomplete. Yeah.
I threw another heads.
Yeah.
Yep. Head here too. So some unblocking going on here, guys.
Well,
I've
we've got
had-
some choices.
Well,
We've
so
got some
Rob, you got
choices.
ahead. Yeah. You see, day 8 of the sprint. The sprint is coming to the end. You've suddenly got productive because you know the deadline is approaching.
You've got to
You know,
stunt
hands every time.
part of the work into the space. Yes.
Yeah. I think all that extra pressure has really paid off.
I'm charging no extra for that.
Allan's altered the randomness of the universe as a good manager should. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm
and
gonna
listen-
move I'm gonna move grapes to complete, man. We're the exec meeting's coming here. I understand.
Exactly. So are we on the next day? Because
Day 10 of the sprint. So final flips for this sprint,
And
please.
nothing in testing on the
Oh,
last day of
right.
the sprints. I love that.
Yeah. So we're going to be on testing. Well, I can unblock something, so that's fantastic. There we go. I've
We got
unblocked.
heads again. So I've got capability here.
Heads again, trying to get that orange across the line. We'll see.
Also heads, I'm gonna unblock my. What was it? Hey,
Yeah. I think my choice here is I'm gonna unblock blueberry instead of starting something.
So the last 3 days of the sprint are pretty amazing. All 12 flips have been heads.
Well, amazing, except that first column is still full. Yes, they're not all blocked, but to the casual observer, that might be too subtle. They just go, you got too much in the left-hand column.
No, I think it just shows that you're getting into the flow and you're learning to play the game, you know, and the next sprint, we're really going to make a difference.
Well worth pointing out that we have more items still in progress than we have completed, even with the benefit of that rule change. And if we kept on going the way that we were, it would only get worse. I mean, this system just isn't capable of rectifying itself.
How about some more incentives, some financial incentives for throwing heads?
I think we'd be setting people up for failure if we did that. But yeah. So what just happened there, and how does it reflect, your own experiences of delivery work of whatever kind?
Well,
Yeah.
for me, courgette was definitely the thing no one likes to eat. That was the first card that moved, and guess what? It never made it. I don't know why
That's
courgette.
interesting.
I think no one wanted to work on courgette.
So it's sitting there. That's been sitting there for 9 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
smell it from here.
yeah.
Yeah, but it is the thing, isn't it? Is you get stuck or blocked or bored, so you just pull something new, and we love new, right? I love the new shiny things,
And
You
in
think
this
if
first
we
round,
had-
I got to know Ross, and Ross is the guy on courgette, and Ross wanted to make everyone look good, but he let that darn courgette just die over there. So I now know Ross. I know what to expect from him.
Do you think it would have made a difference if we'd expedited courgette? If, one of those manager figures had said courgette is the thing, would that have made the difference?
Yeah.
You could have done that. Yeah. I mean, you could always
That
choose to finish.
depends.
That's a choice. A choice you always have is to decide what you're going to finish.
Hmm.
And
That's
that's a
what you're
really
gonna say?
important. That's a really important choice. But if you're also starting too much work, that means everything else is going to get left behind. I mean, that's the dilemma that you face here.
Russ was trying to get in there.
No, I was going to say we could have expedited courgette, but at the expense of everything else.
Yeah. Can I ask you to reflect on the daily stand-up meetings? How effective were those?
I think we shouted over each other quite well. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it didn't feel like the first days there was much teamwork, but it felt after a few days, again, when Ross tried to impress management, it felt like we kind of started talking a little bit.
As the proxy scrum master here, I know it's very difficult to discipline you all. You were all so keen to get on with work. You weren't giving your flip statuses. You just wanted to rush in there and do stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you feeling?
Eager.
Are you saying, Alan, that you felt under listened to?
I've got this checklist of what you're supposed to do in Scrum, and you guys were just rushing ahead.
Well, you said we should be self-organizing, so that's what we did.
Any more thoughts on that first iteration? And we're going to try quite radical change in a minute. Well, actually, it's in a way a really simple change, but it's going to have a radical effect on performance. But any further thoughts on that first iteration?
I think what I noticed in looking back on it, I'm pretty focused on my work. I kind of tuned out what other people were up to for the most part.
Yeah.
I was pretty zoomed in on my block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this iteration, the rule of last resort actually never came into operation. You always had something you could do. You could always start a new card, even if you didn't have cards to move or to unblock. So we'll see that possibly come into play in the next iteration. Any other observations? It's not a leading question here. I'm not looking for any particular answers, but any other reflections on that first iteration?
I was very impressed. I didn't know it would work like this, but when I saw our column 90% blocked in doing, I thought we would never get anything done. Now, I know we got lucky with a lot of good days in a row, and maybe that's happens also in real life. But I'm quite surprised we survived that one. I thought we were dead. Well, as soon as I saw that column fully blocked, I thought that was the end of it. We were all fired.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the nature of randomness, isn't it? Sometimes it kind of works out.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I can tell you now, 'cause I've been tallying up how many you've got here, and you have got 12, 16. You've done about half as 50% more head flips than tail flips, right? So you have actually had a lot of luck in this first iteration, more luck than I'd expect. So statistical theory suggests that you will regress to the mean, and in the coming iteration, you aren't going to get so much over the line. Now, if I want to be really optimistic, and if I was representing an outsourced supplier, I would be saying, look, the last 3 days, the team really got it. It was consistently heads. There were no tails.
Yes.
If I put my statistician hat on, and I look at what the data is telling me, you're going to regress to the mean, and you're going to get a lot more stuff blocked in the coming sprint.
Yes, headwinds.
Well, let's see what happens. What we're
You're
gonna do
you're not a motivating Scrum Master, are you?
So that's the headwinds, and then Mike is going to give us the theoretical advantage. Are we going to play the advantage card at this stage?
We are going to play an advantage card now. So what we'll do, we'll reset the board back to as it was.
The very beginning.
So cards back into the ready column. Right, so we're going to make one small change to the board. And apart from this one change to the board, the rules are exactly the same. Or apart from respecting that one change to the board, the rules are exactly the same. Well, what we're going to do is set a limit on the number of cards that can be in each of the two in progress columns. So we'll set a limit of 3 on the doing and testing columns, a maximum of 3.
Overall, or on each one?
On those two columns, yeah.
So we have a maximum of 6 cards there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what you may have already realized, there are 4 of you, but you're only allowed 3 cards in that first column. So that first day's work is going to be a little bit more interesting than it was at the beginning of iteration 1. Now, the only change here is that you are respecting that limit, respecting those limits. You're not going to exceed more than 3 cards in that column. Other than that, the rules are completely the same as they were before. And when you're ready, we can start. Toss your coins, have your stand-up meeting, and get started. Now, the interesting bit here will happen when that 4th card wants to move across. What are you going to do? So let's get to that as quickly as we can.
So what are your flips, gentlemen?
Does it matter?
Well, for my
Oh.
tallying, it does.
Ah,
Heads.
okay. fair
Yes.
play.
The project
Heads.
manager's got his spreadsheet that he's filling in.
Yes, I've got targets to meet.
Tails.
Tails. Oh. So 3 tails, 3 heads and 1 tail.
Oh, someone needs to own that courgette again. Who
That's
was
me.
that?
Probably Ross again. That has to be Ross.
That's my courgette. Obviously, that's obvious.
Mike courgette.
Right,
All
so
right.
who's the 4th person? What are you going to do?
So I can't start one if I'm going to respect that whip limit because we're already at 3.
Exactly.
So I think this last resort rule applies.
Yes, yes.
And I'll just toss out to the wisdom of the team. I think I can move something from doing to testing in terms of helping here.
I think that's the only thing you can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How about courgette there?
I think the team would love to move the courgette on and out.
All right.
Its
I've
time has
helped out
come. Yes.
and moved that to testing.
Right, good. So that was day 1, a little bit more interesting than it was in that first iteration, and let's carry on.
Day 2. What are your coins saying, gentlemen?
Right, I threw a 5.
Tails.
All right, cut off the
Tails.
wrong window. Heads.
Tails. And I'm assuming we didn't clarify this, but that we in this round, this go round, we're not necessarily flipping tails twice if we get, or flipping again if we get tails.
Oh, you can. No, you can flip again if you want to.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna
Rob,
flip
were you
again.
You don't have to. Yeah.
Rob, were you
Oh,
ahead
so-
or a tail?
No, I had tails, sorry.
Okay.
I'm still tails.
Let's say you have the option to flip again. You might decide that you're happy with the tails that you've got.
So I flipped a heads, but again, I'm going to follow Van here. You know, what do the team think we should be doing? Should we be pulling? Well, I can't pull something in. Where do you think we want to go? Should we just move courgette or unblock apple or melon? That's the choice.
You're gonna have to move courgette because I quickly moved my card into doing, and there's no more space in doing.
Well, I could move peach. So here are our options. I could move peach into testing. I could unblock apple or melon, or move courgette.
Russ, can I remind you of the Kanban rule? Stop starting, start finishing. That courgette is very nearly finished. Let's finish it once and for all.
Okay, thanks, Grandmaster. That sounds like really good advice. And I love the little things that I get when I move something into
So
double.
reviewing the board from the right. Now, before we finish today, those that blocked cards, did they remember to start new cards?
I did, yes.
You did.
I remembered, but as we
Oh.
are at the limit of the column, I
Oh, well, then the rule of last resort applies, so you can help somebody else.
If
yeah.
If you can't start a new card, the rule of last resort applies.
Yeah,
So-
you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
So how about moving the peach or unblocking the apple? What's
Team
our
decision,
plan?
I guess.
I'm for unblocking something.
Yeah, to not get as bad as last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can I unblock it? No. Yeah, I can.
Look at us
I'll,
learning. We're learning.
I've got the same opportunity with tails, so I can't start anything, but I can unblock, and I'll go ahead and unblock now.
Oh,
My work
cool.
is done.
Okay, ready for
Thanks.
day 3?
Tails.
Yeah, I got a tails as well.
Tails.
Tails.
4
Oh.
tails. You've just flipped 4 tails.
So remember the rule of last resort applies.
Well, I don't have a card to block. Oh, I do. I start a new one and block it. That's what I do. But
No,
I
you
can't.
don't. No, just You can't start a new one because there's already 3 cards started.
So I can stun block
You
another
can
one.
help
Like
somebody
it.
else. You can help somebody else.
So
If
may
you,
I,
yeah.
I'd like to help Mr. Peach, if that's okay.
Go. Yeah, if you can move Peach, that'd be nice. Now, I'm not gonna unblock myself, but because I blocked myself, I'm gonna unblock Melon because, that'd be
But-
nice too, right?
Yeah.
You can start some
maybe that
new
helps.
work now that Peach is finished. Now there's only 2 in the doing column. You can start something else.
Mm-hmm.
I could start something else. Yeah.
That's what the rule says.
But Apple just unblocked my melon, so I could return the favor. Or what's our preference, team?
I'm very fond of avocado.
But
Yeah.
I think if you have tails, I think the must is block and then move. So and you have to unblock the alternate
Yeah.
rule of helping rule. I don't think it's to apply yet, which you can start a new one.
If you can start one, then you should. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone likes avocado, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Apparently.
Yep.
Don't forget to assign yourself to it. That's it. Good.
Yeah. Now I've got tails. How about moving Peach to done?
Are we going to day 4 now?
Yes. Sorry, Van, where are you? Are you on day 3 or day 4?
I'm on day 3, I think.
Have you
Okay.
just flipped again, Van, or?
No, I got tails at the beginning
Okay.
of day 3. I just haven't made a move yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and move Peach.
Okay.
Now I'm on day 4.
Okay. Okay. Should we flip for day 4 then?
Tails again.
Tails.
Heads.
Heads.
Ross, you've got nothing to block though.
I've got nothing to block. I'm hoping there's going to be a little bit of movement somewhere so I can help somebody.
Well, you can.
Rob, what was yours?
You can. help
I
somebody.
had tails, so
Tails,
I'm gonna
2
block
tails
this
and
one.
2 heads.
I'm going to move avocado. I can help avocado.
It strikes me that now we've got these rules, the actual sequence in which we take our turn becomes important, as to whether things could get over or whether more stuff gets blocked.
Yeah. Yeah, we seem more dependent on each other. So if there's a lot of tails, you've got to wait to see what you can do. And we do seem to be waiting and listening and letting you lead or
That's why I
facilitate.
said it's. That's why I said it's a round-based game, not a turn-based game. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little excited. I unblocked Apple and moved date quickly because I wanted to get some movement, but I think that's the best I could do.
So I've got heads. I can't start anything, but I can advance. So if we're looking for closure, I can move. I'll move avocado to testing, from testing to complete.
Okay, so I had to block my melon because I had tails again. And I had to start something new, but there's no more room in our column. So I can apply the rule of last resort as well, I think, to move the apple or the date. Am I right?
Yep. Go for it.
Do we care which one? What's the oldest one?
Apple.
Apple. Let's do that one.
Is that everyone done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Day 5. Flip, please.
You'll be delighted to know I flipped a head.
Yay. Me too.
And
Yeah.
also
Heads
4 heads.
Yeah.
or heads.
Okay, one of you went okay, perfect. You went in quickly. That's good. Okay, cool.
That's the
So I'm
nature
gonna
of
move Apple, right? My card is Apple. I'm moving it. Everyone good with that?
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just unblock my melon, I think.
We should be streaming this on Twitch, by the way.
It's that exciting. Who's Lychee?
That's mine. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Excuse me.
Has everyone gone?
I've got one. I've got my move.
Yeah.
I'll move. I'll go ahead and move date, and I'm done.
Good. Is that everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, next day. How many days are we
Day
up
6.
to, Alan?
We're up to day 6, so you're
Day 6.
halfway through a sprint.
Right. Well,
Okay.
halfway
Mixed
through,
level
I'm
four.
throwing a tails. So I have to block my lychee and I have to add a new one. Going with the same choice
I'm
as last
tails.
time.
Oh no, another tails.
That was you, Rob? Rob, you're a tail. You can block melon, right?
I'm not gonna block anything. I had a head, so
Oh, you have a head.
Hey.
Okay, perfect.
Hey.
Well, I'm ahead too, so I'm definitely moving date to done.
okay. I
Good.
think I might as
Gonna,
well move melon out of the way to testing, so we make some space in doing.
Nice.
all right. With my tails, then that means I've got to, if you make that move on melon, then I need to start. I'll go ahead and start pair.
Finally, Van, you know that so far this is the first card you finally took.
I know. I finally get to own something.
Notice the Powerball guy there.
Oh, he's been the team sweeper. It's been great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. No, I'm not telling you he wasn't helpful, but it's nice to
Yeah.
see him on the board.
Yep.
Okay, that was day 6. Was very efficient. We ready for day 7?
Yep. And I've started with a head. So team, complete a melon or unblock a lychee?
I vote for complete.
Rush, you've got work of your own to deal with. You can't help somebody else.
Oh, it's not my. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. Sorry. Okay, unblock a lychee or move a fig.
Unblock would be a suggestion.
I'm going to recommend move.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go move.
Well,
I'm thinking on block because that stops more work entering the system.
Well, yeah.
But you've done it now. Okay.
You've done it now. Yeah. And I was thinking a bit like Mike,
Okay.
is that there's 2 more spaces now.
So
If it's blocked,
so
if it's
your
blocked, it's
head.
going to stay blocked, and that's fine. And
What's everyone else got?
Yeah.
What's everyone
So
else
I've got tails. So if there's space there, I'm going to block pair, and then I'll start grape.
Yep. And I as you can see, your tails people are waiting till the end. I've got tail also, so I don't have anything to block of mine. So can I start I can't start a new one because
can
I can't
help.
move anything in. So I'm
You
just
can
gonna
help
help
us.
someone.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going for melon because I'm tired of hearing about that melon. I'm gonna move it to done.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Totally
Rob?
support that.
Okay, I had head, so and since my melon already moved to complete,
Ooh.
Complete
And
fig. Please
I
complete fig.
I can't start anything new. So what shall I do? Move the fig?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
I mean, that's the strategy we're playing.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, we cleared testing, but we could have helped out doing. I guess let's try to I see what we did. We went for completion, but we might have hurt ourselves. We'll see.
Yeah, but at least we're staying to the same strategy,
Day
right?
Day 8.
Yep.
Tails.
Tails.
Heads.
Heads.
Okay.
Tails.
2 tails, 2 heads. Okay. Carry on then, Russ.
Right, I've unblocked lychee.
I'm going to go ahead and move grapes.
Then I could pick up something new, like banana.
With my tail, I can go straight to rule of last resort, right? Because there's nothing of mine that I can block. So I'm gonna, since we're looking good in doing, guys, I'm gonna get grapes done. You guys are okay with that?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have pulled a new one instead. Moved
No,
banana, but it's okay.
We were full. No.
No, Dimitri could pull banana from doing to testing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But we've already completed 8 items. We're doing well here.
So we've got 2 days, 2 sets of flips before the end of sprint 2. So
Let's focus on finishing.
next time finish with straight heads like we did last time. We might finish the sprint with 12 heads. So come on, everyone. Heads.
Yeah. Tails.
Yes.
I was about to offer you a bonus for getting heads there, Russ. You flunked it already.
So tails. So
Tails.
I've got a block. I just unblocked him. I'm going to block him again.
I've got heads.
Me too.
Heads too.
Well, Ross, you can help somebody there.
Aganin.
No, I have to block my own.
Yes, but then start a new one, which you can't do. So the rule of last resort applies.
It's help someone else.
Help someone else.
So may I unblock or move? I'm going to move banana, I think. Happy with that, everyone?
And since I've got heads, guys, I start something new, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Or you could have moved. You could have moved. Oh, you haven't got
No.
anything.
No.
Oh, I could have moved banana, but we've got
No.
one more day, guys.
No, you
Hopefully we can
couldn't.
get banana tomorrow.
You couldn't have moved banana because
No,
you
couldn't.
had the option to start, so you
And
had
I-
to start.
Exactly.
And
And I haven't made my move yet. And I had heads, so I can move the banana out of the way.
I'm gonna go ahead and I got heads, so I'll unblock my pair.
Okay, day 10.
Last
Your
day of the
final
sprint.
Flips, please. Last day of the sprint.
Tails.
I'm having a rough last day. I got a tail,
Tails.
but I'll block
Heads.
myself quickly in case someone can unblock me.
So was one head and 3 tails, was that? Or
No, I also have head, so I think it's 2-2.
two, okay.
Right, so I'm going to unblock Lychee and I can unblock. I'm allowed to unblock somebody else. I'm going to help.
Why not? Can I suggest you move something? Because with the moves you got left, you can get something finished between you.
So can I, but I got to move pair then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank you.
And I have the
I have a
option
last-
because I got heads. I can move pair to from testing to
Wait.
complete because I've got heads.
No, you know what? I have a last resort, so I could move a card from testing to done. If you move Lychee,
Actually, you don't because you've got.
You
there's a
don't
room to
because
start
you've
a
got
new
room
one.
and doing.
oh shoot, yes.
So somebody will have to start a new one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start mine now because there's just space for it.
Wait, hold up. I have head, so I can also start a new one. So you can use your rule of last resort on something else.
Yes.
Okay, so now I cannot start anything new. So I can move the pair to complete. It's last day, isn't it? Day 10?
Yes.
Yep.
So we'd better finish the pair then. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How many moves we got
All
left? Are we able to finish one of these other items?
I can move orange or leche to the testing.
And who else has got moves outstanding?
I
No,
think that
just
might
you.
be it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can move one.
Done.
Good. So 10 complete and only 3 in progress. That's looking a lot tidier than it did before, and nothing's been hanging around for horrible amounts of time. We have no moldy courgettes this time. If you look in the, in fact, if you play the the physical version and look at the facilitation deck, so generative.com/featureban again to get hold of that stuff. There is a third iteration which we're not going to do here, where we look at different kinds of metrics, different ways of visualizing how things are going, that kind of thing, and look at visualizations like, for example, a cumulative flow diagram that will look radically different compared with iteration 1 and iteration 2. Iteration 1 will tell a story where things are only ever going to get worse. And iteration 2 will tell a story that actually once something's started, it tends to get finished pretty quickly. And we're getting a sense of flow, a sense of things working across the board. So
That's
We
nice.
have
That's nice because in the second iteration, you know that even if you never improve from that, things are actually okay. You've now got like a factory thing that kind of works.
Yeah.
Then if you do go on to that third one, and you start bringing the metrics, then you're on the improvement curve.
Yeah,
So,
you think about, what is it about our strategy? We could perhaps do some experiments. Should we prefer unblocking or should we prefer moving, for example? I don't mind leaving stuff unblocked in a way. It's not. If I was at work, I perhaps would mind. But here, thinking, well, something that's unblocked, well, it can stay. Something that's blocked is going to stay blocked. You can't block it twice.
Yeah.
Whereas you unblock it, you might end up, just blocking it again the next go. So I do quite like to see movement when we're playing Featureban.
Mike,
What applies in real life may be different, and I don't like things being blocked for longer than they need to be in real life. Yeah, Dimitri.
well, you talking about metrics. Allan, you're right there. If you just click where you are right now, just click it. Just click it. Okay. Our throughput was actually 10, which because we got 10 cards, right? So that was easy. But what I'm very impressed. I don't know about you guys, but a 75% flow efficiency is very good. We were near very good at 72. And I think it's what you were saying, Mike. We didn't stay very long. None of the cards stayed very long, and we had good movement between doing and testing.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice efficiency flow. Like you said, there's not a lot of metrics right now because we didn't do enough, right? But throughput 10, flow efficiency, it seems like we moved healthy.
Yes, yes. And it's not just like a performance, nerdy metrics type thing either. It felt different, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
You get that feeling of flow, but also your stand-up meetings were radically different this time as well. I mean, how did those work this time? What kind of decisions were you making? What kind of thoughts were going through your mind?
To add to the statistics, again, I tallied the heads and tails. And in the second round, you did revert to mean. You got exactly 20 heads and 20 tails. So in the first round, you had a much higher proportion of heads and you got less stuff done. In the second round, you actually had luck going against you, as it were, but you still managed to get more done.
That's the result.
We didn't use those tails as an excuse to start something new because there wasn't the capacity for it. We used it instead as an opportunity to help somebody else. It's a very different kind of feeling. Yeah.
Alan, I think that statistic is the result that you want. If I may, just with my kind of socio-technical researcher hat on, just an observation. I'm really interested to hear how the other players felt, not the observers. When in the first round, we had lots of stuff growing, our chat, which was fun. I mean, we did have fun both times. It was that dark humor where you're really saying, how awful the system is, but we're doing it anyway. Right? There was sarcasm. It's a little bit, I guess that's what it feels like working in the criminal justice system or the police. You've got to find a way to survive the system, as it were. And in the second, because there was that limit of 3, nothing ever became threatening or overwhelming or really worrying. And we were collaborating, and we were going, what do you think? What do you think? And the strategy emerged. And then we improved the strategy. And I thought that was very co-creative. The whole mood of the conversation for me shifted from what a terrible system, isn't it awful? And isn't it fun to, bait the system, to actually, how do we improve the system together?
Yep. Something I'll add as an observer, I mean, something else to note, we've actually only got 3 cards in progress. There are fewer cards in progress than there are players. 3 cards in progress, 4 players. That's a situation that I've always reached with every team I've worked in for the last however many years. Fewer items in progress than there are members of the team. That means at any one time, there is always some collaboration happening. You can't expect to see high levels of collaboration when people are overwhelmed with more work than they can cope with, when the team is overwhelmed with more work than it can cope with. And that focus on finishing, whether it's with whip limits or without, that focus on finishing really does help to foster collaboration. And the system is only going to get better when people are collaborating on the work and think they have some ownership of how the process works as well.
Yeah. Just wanted to echo the negative in round 1 and positive in round 2. I think the 2 strategies we had is, well, the whip limit, instead of being negative, actually increased collaboration. So I agree with that. I only was negative once when I said Van's doing nothing, and then someone corrected me and said, no, he's a sweeper. And as soon as I think that was put on the table, I think I don't know, Van, speak for yourself, but I was trying to say you were doing nothing. And in the end, I think we realized that you were working mysteriously, right? Because you didn't have anything to your name.
Van works in mysterious ways.
Correct. And one of the members was not getting credit, but he was helping the whole team.
Nice. Oh, that's really nice.
I think that raised a really good point in realizing in round 2, owner meant something different because there was so much contribution from all of us that the owner emphasis was really just added up to I started it. And then we had a whole bunch of work that many of us were contributing to. And so that paradigm of ownership, I think, kind of shifted pretty meaningfully.
Yeah.
Now that you cast it in that light, Van, it kind of says, well, actually throwing a tails is pretty good because you can help somebody else. It just changes the whole meaning of that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When I've played the game with other groups, I nudge them towards relaxing ownership completely, and rather than just having the rule of last resort, we try and be more cross-functional, and just, you know, whatever needs doing next, people step up and do. Now, obviously, in real life, there are limits to that, but if you can get towards that ideal where anybody can pick up any piece of work at any stage, then the flow really smooths out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could do a third iteration with experimenting with different rules. What I try to do is not change the rules between iterations 1 and iterations 2, so that the only change is that work in progress limit, and you see just how dramatic the effect is on that. Yeah.
Mike, on that note, you know, this is a recording, so other people can play this game. So we can leave that as an experiment for all the people watching this recording who've been thinking, I want to change the rules like this, or I want to do that differently. Get your friends together and play the game, and you can do those experiments.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, and the other thing, all of us, we've all played this game in one form or another, you know, several times. I'm finding this whole conversation fascinating. We're still finding new insights. Like what Mike said just now about glancing at the board. So if I'm coaching a manager and say, look, as you walk past the board, just glance at it. When you see fewer cards than members, that's probably a good thing. And that's a really simple heuristic. And they would only really understand that if they've participated in this game. So, you know, spend an hour playing the game and understand that thing. That's a real win.
And you see the thing that I liked is, like you said, Russ, right? We all came in. I mean, like in full disclosure, we're all coaches, right? All of us are actually pretty advanced people, but I feel that we still had the ability to go through the same motion as someone who would have started for the first time not knowing anything, even though we knew what we were smart, but we still had to go through the pain.
Yeah.
You know, Dimitri, I think there's something in our psyche that we want to be doing stuff, and if we're not doing stuff, and even knowing it, it's difficult to control your instincts. And so even though all of us have been preaching this to our clients for years, faced with a situation, we very easily default.
There are a lot of very busy coaches. That's very true.
I'm also reminded of a story just before the pandemic. I was coaching a team, and they had this tendency to keep starting on more work when they were blocked, more work, more, and always whip. And me and the product owner deliberately decided to starve the ready to do queue. We deliberately scheduled less work, and we kept scheduling less and less. Unfortunately, the day the team ran out of work, both of us were in meetings uninterruptible, or we were off site, or whatever it was. And the team suddenly had nothing to do. It only lasted for like 3 hours till they went home at the end of the day. But boy, did that story go around the company like wildfire. You know, everywhere we went for the next couple of weeks, is it true your team ran out of work? This was by design. We'd done it to try and trigger new behavior. But that wasn't the story that went around.
Oh, that's a great story. But you see, I think this is a great game for new people, but I think for old people like us who are supposed to be expert, it brings humility back and really going back to the basics. And I really actually had fun doing this.
Yeah, me too.
And listen, this is a pretty special group. We've got the inventor of the game, we've got the creator of the board, you know, so this has been pretty good. This has been pretty special. This feels like fun.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shall I cease the recording? Shall we call it a day there?
Yeah, I'll just tell you where to send my check.
I'm going to stop the recording. Okay.